David Ruffin was a remarkable American singer, best known for his iconic role as the lead vocalist of The Temptations, one of the most influential and successful R&B groups of the 1960s and 1970s. David Ruffin's soulful and distinct voice made him a true standout in the world of Motown and rhythm and blues. His contributions to the group played a pivotal role in defining the Motown sound and earned him a lasting legacy as one of the era's finest vocalists. Ruffin's tumultuous life and career, marked by both immense success and personal challenges, continue to be a source of fascination and inspiration to music lovers around the world. In this exploration of David Ruffin's life and career, we will delve into the extraordinary journey of a man whose soulful voice left an indelible mark on the history of American music. David Ruffin's musical achievements were recognized with numerous awards and honors throughout his life and posthumously. These accolades include 1989, induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame alongside fellow Temptations members. 1994, bestowal of a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, shared with the Temptations. 1995, induction into the Mississippi Musicians Hall of Fame in Jackson, Mississippi. 1998, portrayal by Leon Robinson in the Emmy Award-winning miniseries, The Temptations, based on the group's autobiography. 2008, ranking among the 100 greatest singers of all time by Rolling Stone magazine, securing the 65th position. 2023, renewed recognition among the 100 greatest singers of all time by Rolling Stone magazine, now holding the 62nd position. Street dedications, David Ruffin Avenue in his hometown of Meridian, Mississippi, and David Ruffin Boulevard in Detroit, Michigan. Postal stamp petition, an ongoing campaign with over 10,000 signatures advocating for David Ruffin's image to be featured on a USPS stamp. According to various sources, Ruffin's net worth at the time of his death was estimated to be around $150,000. This was a relatively low amount considering his musical legacy and influence. Early life of David Ruffin? David Ruffin, born Davis Eli Ruffin on January 18, 1941, in the rural community of Whynot, Mississippi, was the third son of Elias Eli Ruffin, a Baptist minister, and Ophelia Ruffin. His siblings were Quincy B. Ruffin, Rita Mae Ruffin, and Jimmy Lee Ruffin. Ruffin's parents were both Mississippi natives. His father, Eli, worked as a truck driver, while his mother, Ophelia, worked from home. Eli's parents had relocated from Alabama to Mississippi due to the harsh conditions following the American Civil War. Ruffin's great-grandparents, John and Clara Ruffin, had migrated from Bertie County, North Carolina, before living in Alabama. John Ruffin, a Civil War veteran, served with the 14th United States Colored Heavy Artillery Regiment. David Ruffin's childhood was marked by both personal loss and a strong musical influence. His mother passed away from childbirth complications 10 months after his birth in 1941. His father, a stern and demanding individual, later married Earlene, a schoolteacher, in 1942. David Ruffin's musical journey began in his early years when he joined his family's gospel group, performing alongside his siblings and opening shows for renowned artists like Mahalia Jackson and the Five Blind Boys of Mississippi. His passion for singing extended beyond the family ensemble, leading him to actively participate in the choir at Mount Salem Methodist Church and various talent shows. At the age of 14, Ruffin embarked on a new chapter in his life, leaving his hometown under the guidance of a minister, Eddie Bush, to pursue the ministry in Memphis, Tennessee. At the tender age of 15, Ruffin's musical journey led him to Hot Springs, Arkansas, where he joined forces with jazz musician Phineas Newborn, Sr. Inspired by the success of secular singers like Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson, David Ruffin, then a 16-year-old aspiring musician, followed in their footsteps. With the support of Eddie Bush and his wife. About David Ruffin's personal life. Relationships and children. David Ruffin was married twice. His first marriage was to Sandra Barnes in 1961, with whom he had 3 daughters, Cheryl, Nedra, and Kimberly. He had a son with his long-term girlfriend, Jenna Sapia, whom he met in 1964. She named their son David E. Sapia, but Ruffin later changed his name to David Eli Ruffin, Jr. The three lived together for years. In 1976, Ruffin married Joy Hamilton. In 1966, David Ruffin began dating Tammy Terrell after she joined the Motown Revue, opening for the Temptations. Their relationship was tumultuous. Ruffin surprised Terrell with a marriage proposal, but after she announced their engagement on stage, she learned he was already married. Professional career? In 1957, Ruffin met Berry Gordy Jr., an aspiring songwriter who dreamt of running his record label. Ruffin lived with Gordy's father, a contractor, and assisted him in construction work on the building that would become Hitsville, USA, the headquarters for Gordy's Tamla Records label. Jimmy Ruffin, David's brother, would eventually be signed to Tamla's Miracle Records label as an artist. Alongside another ambitious singer, Marvin Gaye, Ruffin worked as an apprentice at Anna Records, a chess-distributed label managed by Gordy's sister Gwen Gordy Fuqua, and her songwriting partner Billy Davis. In a 1988 interview with the Detroit Free Press, Gordy Fuqua shared her impressions of Ruffin. "He was very much a gentleman, yes ma'am and no ma'am, but the thing that impressed me about David was that he was one of the only artists I've seen who rehearsed like he was on stage." Ruffin and Gaye even packed records for Anna Records. David Ruffin's musical journey began with the Voice Masters, a doo-wop-style combo where he showcased his talents as both a vocalist and drummer. During this time, he also ventured into solo recording and released the song, "I'm in Love, BW, One of These Days," 1961, with the Voice Masters. This group included future Motown producer Lamont Dozier, along with members of the Originals, Ty Hunter, C.P. Spencer, Hank Dixon, and Walter Gaines, founder of both the Voice Masters and the Originals. Interestingly, at one point, the Voice Masters also included another future Temptations member, Melvin Franklin, one of many individuals David would claim as a cousin. In January 1964, Ruffin's musical path took a pivotal turn when he became a member of the Temptations following the departure of founding member Elbridge "Al" Bryant. His first recording session with the group took place on January 9, 1964. Interestingly, both Ruffin and his brother auditioned for the group, but David ultimately emerged as the chosen one after impressing them with his performance during the label's New Year's Eve party in 1963. David Ruffin with the Temptations? David Ruffin joined the Temptations in 1964 and quickly became their lead singer. He sang on some of the group's biggest hits, including My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and Beauty Is Only Skin Deep. Ruffin was also known for his flamboyant stage persona and his trademark four-headed microphone stand. However, Ruffin's career with the Temptations was not without its problems. He became addicted to cocaine and began missing rehearsals and performances. He also demanded that the group name be changed to David Ruffin and the Temptations. This led to several disagreements between Ruffin and the group's other members. In 1968, Ruffin was fired from the Temptations. He went on to have a successful solo career, but he never regained the same level of fame that he had with the Temptations. He died of a cocaine overdose in 1991. In June 1968, David Ruffin missed a Temptations concert in Cleveland to attend a performance by his girlfriend, Barbara Gail Martin. This was the final straw for the group, and Ruffin was fired on June 27. He was replaced by Dennis Edwards, a former member of the Contours. Ruffin was initially supportive of Edwards, but he soon began showing up unannounced at Temptations concerts and taking the microphone from Edwards during performances. This embarrassed the group but entertained the fans. The other Temptations briefly considered giving Ruffin a second chance, but when he arrived late to a show in Gaithersburg, Maryland, they decided to stick with Edwards. In October 1968, Ruffin sued Motown Records, seeking a release from the label and an accounting of his money. Motown countersued to keep him from leaving, but the case was eventually settled. Ruffin was required to remain with Motown to finish out his contract. Solo years and career? David Ruffin's first solo single, My Whole World Ended, The Moment You Left Me, was a song originally intended for the Temptations. The single, from the album also titled My Whole World Ended, was released in 1969 and reached the U.S. pop and R&B top 10. This was followed by the 1969 album Feelin' Good. A third album, titled David, was recorded in 1970-71 but was shelved by Motown and did not see commercial release until 2004. Ruffin's final top 10 hit was Walk Away from Love in 1975, produced by Van McCoy, which reached number 9 on the pop charts. It was also Ruffin's only entry into the UK charts, as a solo artist, and was a hit there as well, making it into the top 10, peaking at number 10, in early 1976. The single sold over 1 million copies, and was awarded a gold disc by the RIAA in February 1976. After leaving Motown in 1977, Ruffin recorded for Warner Brothers Records, releasing the albums So Soon We Change, 1979, and Gentleman Ruffin, 1980. He later signed with RCA Records, accompanied by former Temptations colleague Eddie Kendricks, who chose to rekindle their friendship when Kendricks himself started experiencing problems with the Temptations. Cause of death? Ruffin died of an accidental crack cocaine overdose on June 1, 1991, at the age of 50. He reportedly collapsed at a crack house in West Philadelphia, and was taken to the hospital of the University of Pennsylvania by his friend Donald Brown. David was pronounced dead at 3:55 a.m. due to an adverse reaction to drugs, cocaine. His funeral took place at Detroit's New Bethel Baptist Church, and the surviving members of the Temptations performed "My Girl" at the service. Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder performed as well, and Michael Jackson offered to pay for the funeral. Ruffin was buried at Detroit's Woodlawn Cemetery. We hope you liked the video. For more exciting content like this, subscribe and click on the bell notification.